My dear friends, Jesus' opponents were desperate and they didn't want to believe that he was the Messiah. And they especially didn't want anyone else to think that he was the Messiah. But there was this annoying problem of his miracles. They knew that when God sent someone to speak for him, he usually performed signs through the person so that people would believe in him. The sign was a proof that the person was sent by God. Jesus was doing plenty of miracles, which most people were taking as a sign that he was sent by God. What could Jesus' opponents do? They could only try to discredit the miracle any way possible. They were for law and Jesus was for mercy. This miracle was done on the Sabbath, and the head of the synagogue had a problem with that. Didn't God himself rest on the sixth day? Should we not do the same? How does Jesus heal on the Sabbath if he is truly from God? In fact, my dear friends, there were many exceptions to the rule about the Sabbath. In another place, Jesus himself says that the Sabbath is made for man and not man for the Sabbath. If you read Mark chapter 2 verse 27, we find that. Certainly, the observance of the Sabbath was always subject to the practice of charity in the case when needed to do some necessary act of charity for another. Jesus mentions situations when, for practical reason, work can be done without breaking the Sabbath rest. And so there is really nothing to the objection. The head of the synagogue does not want to believe because what Jesus says and does seems threatening to him. We can be this way too. We don't want to accept something Jesus teaches us through his church sometime, because it would mean that we have to change our lives, and we don't want to. We are comfortable the way we are. If we had to do what Jesus asks of us to do, it would mean that we have to get out of our comfort zone. Sometimes it is mere fear of something different. Jesus always is offering us something different. We don't want it because of fear. We want to stay in our own narrow-mindedness. Let us pray, my dear friends. Dear Jesus, help me to accept you fully. If I am rejecting you or your teaching without realizing it, show me the way. Help me to overcome the attempt to construct my own little universe in which I am God. If I have grown old and cold spiritually, renew my youth, O God. Amen.